Goldberg was probably the one and only reason. No, there was a few more reasons to watch this Monday Night Raw. Raw reviews each and every week here on Sean's View. And I will also cover, and I will, for the viewers with the subscribers, because I am consistent, prolific, and dedicated. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. I give you full Raw coverage. I'm talking about Raw analysis, Raw results, Raw review, all here for the viewers and the subscribers. It was a momentous night. It was a night of a lot of wrestling matches. I mean, the WWE did put some shine and shimmer, maybe, on Hell in a Cell to a degree. I mean, there were some things I liked, some things I didn't agree with, some things that you're just shaking your head at, especially before a pay-per-view. But, that's what you get with Monday Night Raw. And remember, if you enjoy Raw reviews and me covering Raw and SmackDown live every Monday and Tuesday night, join Sean's Entertainment throughout the night on Raw and SmackDown, and I'll provide you with everything you need to know. The stuff that, was just a waste of time, and stuff that, I don't know how it's going to progress. I don't see how it's going to go anywhere. That 6-man tag team match with R-Truth and Goldust, and that match was just, I don't know. I mean, Bo Dallas made an impression. Bo Dallas stood out tonight. I got to give Bo Dallas some credit. The WWE is starting to do something with him. Bo Dallas turning on Curtis Axel, but we kind of, that was kind of building. We kind of saw that coming. Entertaining stuff with Sparkle Crotch tonight. Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, the mannerisms, the mic talking, the promo. I mean, that was an excellent way to kick off Monday Night Raw. And then we got another great match between Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho. The only thing I would add happen here is I would add Rollins lose. I would add Rollins tap out to Jericho while Kevin Owens was taunting Rollins at ringside because Kevin Owens came out and provided distraction. Kevin Owens tried to get in the head of Seth Rollins, but once again, that did not materialize, and that did not happen. Once again, Jericho loses, and then Jericho, and now there's a wedge. Let's talk about that wedge. Let's talk about the animosity now. We're actually starting to feel friction between Owens and Jericho because of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a thinking man. He's very smart. He's an architect, and now he's coming up with this architecture where Jericho and Owens are now almost about to come to blows backstage after this match because Jericho feels that Kevin Owens costed him this match. Jericho gave him strict demands. Don't come down during the match. Please don't interfere. Well, Kevin Owens still came down. He interfered, and then Jericho ends up losing again. Jericho wanted to prove his worth, so I like the dynamic there. I like the building blocks here. I like the fundamentals of it. It was simple. It was strategic, and it got the job done. That first segment, 4 out of 5 stars. Great way to set the tone for Raw. And then after that, the bottom kind of fell out. Like I said, Jericho and Rollins had a tremendous match. Okay, so maybe after that match, we saw a kind of an upset where Dana Brooke defeated Bayley seemingly out of nowhere. We've seen Big E defeat Sheamus off the distraction from Cesaro. Cesaro and Sheamus still having a world of problems, but I like how the WWE is kind of building that one up. And I actually hope Sheamus and Cesaro walk away as the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Sami Zayn, of all people, Sami Zayn steps up in the face of adversity, steps up to the face of Braun Strowman. You got to give Sami Zayn a world of credit, and it's something different. It's something that I'm looking forward to because the WWE is giving us something we haven't seen before. And if the WWE is going to give us something we haven't seen before, I will take it and I will see how it goes. I will see where it goes and how it builds and how the WWE makes this one sizzle. Tonight, Sami Zayn kind of just gets pushed away. He just kind of throws him like he's a sack of potatoes, like he's yesterday's garbage. Big Cass versus Carl Anderson. Cass gets a measure of revenge. Big Cass picks up the victory tonight after Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows attacked them viciously last week. But you got to wonder, has Big Cass really heard the last of the Bullet Club of Gallows and Anderson? I think not. I think there's going to be many more layers to this one. We had Sasha Banks and Charlotte conduct different interviews throughout the night with Lita. They were pretty good. They were all right. It didn't really, get me satisfied. And, like I said, I guess Sasha Banks and Charlotte, it writes itself, all the bad blood and tenacity. It's all there. So there's not really a whole hell of a lot more the WWE needed to do. But Rusev absolutely brutalized and destroyed Roman Reigns tonight. Roman Reigns coming down, interrupting the Rusev family, the family that Rusev was showing, his mom, his dad, his brother, his aunt, his uncles, and Lana telling people, shut up, and the fans were being disrespectful, and don't shout obscenities at my mom. It was pretty funny, But then the fun and games really stopped when Roman Reigns came down. And, a brief distraction led to Rusev with a kick to the head of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns went down, and then Roman Reigns got cracked in the head right off the skull with the steel steps. And then in from there, Rusev would apply the accolade on Roman Reigns on top of the steel steps. So this was something I was invested in, something that was interesting, something that was compelling, and probably one of the better stories in this whole Roman Reigns and Rusev program up to this point. So you can probably expect that we'll see steel chairs and steel steps inside Hell in a Cell when Roman Reigns goes against Rusev. I expect that Hell in a Cell match to potentially be the most brutal out of all of them. Then we've seen kind of good, it was all right, a kind of good 6-man cruiserweight action with the likes of Brian Kendrick in there. And, Kendrick, once again, picking up steam momentum because he realized this could be his final shot, his final opportunity. If he doesn't get the job done this Sunday against TJ Perkins, the bottom might fall out, and we never see Brian Kendrick ever build up to that potential that we know he can be. And then, ladies and gentlemen, after 12 years in the making, Goldberg was on fire. Goldberg, right out of the door, right out of the chute, I'm going to kick your... Goldberg was all over this one, ladies and gentlemen. Goldberg actually got the satisfaction and the respect from the fans. I enjoyed that. I liked the fact that the WWE gave Goldberg the time. And Goldberg, I'll tell you what, he hasn't missed a beat. It's like Goldberg never left the WWE. The WWE fans were giving him the admiration that he deserved. And that was my big thing going into this segment. Was the fans going to piss all over them? Were they going to sour on Goldberg? Were they going to boo Goldberg out of the arena? Listen, I know that Goldberg is the past, and I know we got to look towards the future. But you know what? I'll take it, and I will take it because after all the Raws and all the obscurities and all the decencies and all that Raw has become mediocre, this is something that I was like, you know what, let's take it, because you know what, when you look at all the legends and Hall of Famers that have left us, that have died, whether it be tragically or out of nowhere, the Ultimate Warrior, Rowdy Piper, Dusty Rhodes. You don't get to see these guys much more, and you know what? You have to enjoy them while they are here. And it's not like they're taking time away from the young guys. WWE had the brand split. They're, building new guys. We're seeing new talent. We're seeing guys from NXT coming up. So I have no problem with Goldberg returning because it's not going to be long-term. It's not full-time. It's very part-time, even more part-time than what Brock Lesnar is. And Goldberg was on tonight. Goldberg hit on all cylinders. The fans were behind. Goldberg literally had the fans in the palm of his hand, and Goldberg did an incredible job on the mic. He controlled the crowd. He controlled the pacing. He made that long walk, and it was like the Goldberg of old. So all in all, this Raw, it could have been one of those Raws. There were some highlights. There were some things to watch. But overall, if it weren't for Goldberg's return in the first segment on Raw with Owens and Jericho and Seth Rollins and, just the things that were said and the things that went down, there were about 3 different reasons to watch this Monday Night Raw. The Rusev and Roman Reigns sticks out to me. So to give this a meter, now I do the rumor meter on WWE News Rumors and Headlines where I tell you what I think is more possible to happen, what could likely be more likely to happen. So this Monday Night Raw, the Raw meter, we're going to call it the Raw meter. I'm going to give Raw 7 out of 10 stars. And Goldberg saved Raw, Roman Reigns and Rusev segment saved Raw, and the beginnings of Raw saved Raw. I like to see what the rating is going to be. The WWE did build up Hell in a Cell, but, it could have been a little bit better. There could have been a little bit more to it. But, Raw was what it was. Just the mere fact that Goldberg was on it, it's already going to be like, oh, it was better. It was better. And it was an improvement, but not drastic by any means. Not drastic by any stretch of the imagination. But what about, in the whole, listen, it's interesting. And I'll even give some points to the Sami Zayn thing because Sami Zayn was the last guy I expected to come out from that Raw curtain and accept the challenge. I'll be honest with you, that was the last guy I thought. And Bayley losing tonight, I didn't see that one coming. So the WWE kind of took us on a little car drive, and we had a little swerves and curves here and there, and not many detours, and that's a good thing. But no, I found that this Raw was, for the most part, I guess at best, this Raw was worth a watch. There were some things, like I said, you could have skipped by and passed by, and the commercial breaks are just out of control with the commercial breaks. But like I said, I do want to see more storyline and more angles develop. I want to see, things materialize. But, the WWE did, it looked like there was effort put into the show tonight. I could be wrong. I mean, Raw has been miserable for several months now, and I know that. I understand that. I've been sitting back. That's why I haven't done many Raw reviews, but by popular demand, by high request, my viewers and subscribers wanted me to do Raw reviews, and if this video gets enough likes, comments, and feedback, I will do just that by giving you Raw reviews here on Sean's View each and every week. And not only do I give you Raw reviews after Raw is over, I cover Raw as it's on live. My expertise, my analysis, my commentary, play-by-play here on Sean's View Entertainment. There is so much content. There is so much uploads. There's so much updates on this channel. I work full-time at this, so hopefully we can kick this into another gear. Like I said, Raw, 7 out of 10. That might be even a little bit too high. Maybe my expectations and anticipation and maybe the goosebumps and the chills that I'm getting from Goldberg's return is, smearing and making my judgment a little bit, half-assed and maybe not perfect and maybe not up to speed. But, Monday Night Raw, while it wasn't a perfect Raw by any means, at least it wasn't a Raw where I fell asleep or had to shut the TV off or had to go away some other day. And next week, Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, and Kevin Owens in a triple threat match. That's going to be very different, very different. Viewers and subscribers, thank you for watching another edition of The Brash, Sean's View Entertainment. And, I was just talking about Hell in a Cell before I go off there. I think I was thinking Hell in a Cell was this Sunday. I apologize. I'm sorry. I think Hell in a Cell is actually next week. So we have one more Raw to go. That was a botch and blooper. Like I said, I thought this was the final Raw before the pay-per-view. It was not the final Raw before the pay-per-view. My apology. I'm not perfect. I'll make my mistakes here and there, but here on Sean's View, it's Raw. It really is Raw because I don't hit rewind. I don't hit re-record, fast forward, let's do this again. No, we go all the way. Thank you for watching Sean's View Entertainment with that little blimp on the radar. Raw was okay. Your comments, your opinions, remember, your comments to this channel are realized, recognized, and respected. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Goldberg is back, Jack.